All right, welcome everybody. We are here today with a Link to the Cure. Right now, we're going to be playing Super Mario Land 2 for the Game Boy. This game, I am currently going to be running it on a Super Game Boy 2, so it is original hardware with the Super Nintendo. And just for reference, it's the Super Game Boy 2 and not the Super Game Boy 1. The Super Game Boy 1 is actually not very accurate. It's about 1.4% faster clock speed than the Super Game Boy 2 or the original Game Boy. So most of the Game Boy runners actually tend to use the Super Game Boy 2 to do the runs. My name is Samurai Udansha, aka Samurai. Here with me on my virtual couch, I have Kurt's new brand, aka Zaddy Todd. Say hello, Zaddy.
Hello, how do you do?
I'm just kidding. Mr. Kurt's new brand here is an extremely fast Super Mario Brothers 2 runner, and he does dabble in this game a little bit as well. So we're going to go ahead and try to get started. Again, this is Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins. For anybody out there that doesn't really know what this game is about, we have Wario, the first game with Wario in it, where he shows up and takes Mario's castle, and Mario is trying to get his castle back from Wario. In order to do so, he has to travel around to the 6 different zones and collect the 6 golden coins so he can open the front door to the castle and defeat Wario to get his castle back. So let's go ahead and get started here. I always go for slot number B just because B is best. I don't know. It's a little bit of psychological there for you, but we'll go ahead and get going. And 3, 2, 1, go.
We are off. So this first level is pretty much just an introductory level to get the players used to the controls. There's no real damage here. It does provide an opportunity to cover a couple of mechanics in this game. The most retro 2D Mario games, to jump the highest, you just press and hold A the whole time. This game, you actually gain some additional height, up to 8 pixels, if you let go of A near the apex of your jump. And you see Samurai just did one right there. It's called a super jump. The other thing we're looking at here is little jumps towards the underside of platforms. If you spot, the game will push Mario forward by 1 pixel. It doesn't seem like a ton, but over the course of a run, getting all of them versus getting none of them can save you over a second.
That's right. I was talking with another Super Mario Land 2 runner before, and we were discussing how many corner boosts there actually are in the game. And from the last count, we were able to count over 60 corner boosts. So as Kurt mentioned, if you're saving 1 frame per jump, you're literally saving over a second if you're able to hit the vast majority of them throughout the run. So while it's not a drastic amount of time, at least it's a little bit. It adds up over time.
The highest level of this game, it does make a difference.
Oh, absolutely. And I accidentally just hit that midway point. Most of the time you want to avoid those because that little swinging bell can add some extra lag. You will see later on that I am going to hit one or two of them intentionally just to make sure it's for marathon safety.
And then early on in this game is a good opportunity to rack up kills. You see the fourth number, or the third number down at the bottom of the screen is a kill total, which is sort of a rare instance in a Mario game that it tallies how many kills you have. The mechanic in this game is when you reach 100 kills, a star will fall from the top of the screen. And so what you want to do in this game is try to enter the final level with 99 kills. And that way you can spawn a star at the correct time. That'll both make it easier to get through part of the stage as well as make it faster to get through part of the stage. So we'll be keeping an eye on the kill count throughout this run just to make sure we're on track to get there when we want to.
Yeah, and the unfortunate thing about that is I am going to be doing a slightly safer marathon strat here coming up in Tree 4 or Tree Top. Basically, I'm going to lose my fire that I'm going to have, in which case it's going to be more difficult for me to rack up those kills. So I'm going to have to try to squeeze a few extra kills in a couple other different levels. But it's we definitely want to have that 99 by the time we get to Wario's castle. Even though it doesn't save a drastic amount of time, any little bit of extra time save helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so we're also seeing sort of the signature power-up in this game, the bunny ears.
Missed it.
high enough. You need a super jump there to get up to that platform, and it can save you from having to backtrack here. As bunny ears work is if you can mash the jump button about 7.5 times a second, you won't lose any height. And that's not terribly fast. Most gamers have no problem mashing that fast. So it's a little OP at times. There are a couple levels that we're going to pretty much fly over the whole thing. Main things that this game is known for.
So you're going to see right here what I was talking about, that normally I would damage boost through that bird and go for what's called a fast fire. I would go up that pipe right there, and in those question mark blocks up top, there's actually a fire where you can... It's a little bit slower than just going straight through with the bunny ears, but it'll save time later on. The problem is that it's extremely dangerous and is not marathon safe.
Yeah, taking a death there can be very costly. Definitely
absolutely.
seen that in races before.
Absolutely, and just for everybody's knowledge, this first zone, the tree zone, we typically run that zone first, just because it's typically regarded as the most difficult zone in the entire game. Most of the Super Mario Land 2 runners refer to it as tree set, just because you tend to reset so many times because of small little mistakes or death. So we wanted to get that one knocked out of the way, and I did the marathon safe strat of keeping the bunny ears. So you'll see how I'll actually, in not this stage, but the next stage, I'm going to have to detour just a little bit in order to get a fire flower. Otherwise, I'm going to not be able to catch up on my kill count, and I'm not going to be able to get to 99.
The other benefit with starting with tree is going pretty much just clockwise around the different zones in this game. It makes it so that the power-up you end each zone with works for the first level of the next one. There's one exception to that, so later in the run we will see a little bit of backtracking. We're going to do the last two zones sort of out of order from clockwise. It's just going around the map in a circle tends to be nearly the quickest way to do it. And then in this level, there's some unique physics where you actually go slightly faster on the ground, and so you end up routing this level so that you can spend as much time walking across different platforms as possible. It's sort of a rare instance where Mario goes slower in the air than on the ground. I can't really think of other instances in Mario games where that's the case.
All right, and that was the point that I was talking about earlier, that I was going to lose a little bit of time because I was going to have to kind of go down low to get the fire flower. That way I can get a few extra kills along the way. Oh, I missed the spike jump, but that's okay, because we were going to be damage boosting anyway through these spikes, because as Kurt mentioned, we want to stay on the ground as much as possible. So if we're able to damage boost through those spike pits just by running on the ground, we're actually going to save just that little bit of extra time. So it's definitely worth it if you're able to do that spike jump without taking damage.
Yeah, there are a number of times in this game where damage boosting doesn't cost you anything. Like here we have an auto-scroller, so we can grab power-ups without losing any time. So shaving off just a couple frames by walking through the spikes instead of jumping.
Hold on, Kurt. It's everybody's favorite song. It's the Star Song. The awesome Star Song. It's the Star Song. The awesome Star Song. And I do apologize, I know I was probably off just a little bit as far as the timing, because I'm playing this game on the Super Nintendo through a AV converter as well as a capture card, so I'm aware that there's probably about a 1 to 2 second delay, so I apologize about that, everybody. I'm not a good singer anyway.
Over it. I do see there are some folks in chat letting us know what song this is, and that is very helpful. Please, if you are aware of what song it is, let us know. We want to see that. Always helpful.
It's just that you hear this music for so long, because a lot of the levels in the game are pretty quick. Like Tree Left, that one where I missed that, the super jump. If you do that one ideally, it doesn't take long at all to get through that level. So you don't really hear a lot of the music in this game. This auto-scroller, though, it's one of the longest levels in the game, so you have to listen to it quite a bit.
Yeah, this is definitely a longer level, especially with being an auto-scroller, so I believe this is one where Samurai hit the safety bell, the checkpoint, just in case something goes wrong in the boss fight. level again.
Yeah, absolutely. Because things can happen against the boss in this stage, and you do not want to miss this midpoint bell and have to redo the entire stage if you mess up and accidentally die. So, in my opinion, especially in a marathon setting, you always want to try to hit that. Race settings as well. Ooh, almost hit the star
And then
there.
this upcoming boss is actually the final boss from Super Mario Land 1. So making another appearance here is Tatanga. The goal here is to hit Tatanga with several fireballs and then stomp.
Okay, well, I missed the
if-
timing just a little bit there, and I unfortunately took an extra hit, so now I'm a small Mario, but luckily I didn't die. We do have a backup strat in the next stage to get a mushroom. It's a little bit slower, but again, we're still alive. We didn't lose the time from death, so far so good. Sorry about that, Kurt. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you can go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. I was just filling the air while you were fighting Tatanga. So next we're moving into Macro Zone. This first level, some interesting platforming mechanics going on that I'll try to do my best to describe. But we are going to have to take a little detour here to grab a power-up. Later on, we're going to need a Fire Flower, and the only way to get that Fire Flower is by being Super Mario instead of Small Mario. Either grab that one, or up above there's also a carrot, but it's very difficult to grab quickly. So in a marathon type setting, it definitely makes sense to grab that mushroom there. Here we grab the Fire Flower. A spin jump on top actually can get you the power up in this game, which is convenient here. Tricky jump, made it through. Very good. And coming up, we are going to take the secret exit in this level here.
Oh. I had to do a ring around the Rosie there.
It happens. Yeah, it is possible to break both of those blocks on jump, usually referred to as breaking and entering. You know, if you need to go a second time, it's not the end of the world here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot worse ways to lose time in this game, but that right there alone, if you can get that first try breaking and entering, it can save really good time when you start to get to like high level runs. Because just that alone, me bonking or having to do the ring around the Rosie and whatnot, I think I lost probably in the neighborhood of about 7 to 8 seconds, more or less. So it's definitely worth trying to get that first try if you can.
And then on this level, auto-scroller again, so the key is just not dying and end with the power-up that you want, but otherwise nothing too crazy going on here. I do wonder if we'll be seeing an appearance from a certain heart-shaped item here.
Sorry, I didn't have
Swag
any homie
bottom
love.
route here.
I take the extra life, but I didn't show any homie love. I'm sorry, homies.
And this is one of the hardest platforming levels in the game. It's very easy to get out of rhythm and just bonk all over the place. So let's see how Samurai is able to get through here. He goes for the swag strat. That's a 1-frame window to get through there without taking damage or
And I
slowing
missed it,
down.
unfortunately, but that's okay. Once again, though, I'm definitely short on kills, so I don't know if we're going to actually hit the R99 kill mark. I'll do my best to try to stretch the kills out, but I don't think we will, to be honest. Oh no! That was almost bad. Let's take our time and not lose our fire. That would spell disaster for the runner.
This is the type of level where you make one mistake and it starts balling and causing more. But thankfully, easy boss fight here, and we have another golden coin.
Alright, so theoretically we're about halfway through the game now. We got 3 of the 6 golden coins, but we are getting into the hardest stretch of levels in the game. Even though the tree zone at the very beginning is the hardest individual zone, we're getting into several levels that, you know, there's like 1 or 2 here, there's 1 or 2 in the next one, and so on and so forth. So we're going to have to really pay attention and hope that we do well here.
plenty of tough spots coming up here, but Samurai's a pro. I think he'll get through just fine. In this level, we're trying to kill enemies basically as soon as they spawn on screen where possible. So there'll be a couple times where Samurai is shooting fireballs just like this to kill enemies as soon as they're on screen. Just save those couple lag frames. Doesn't cost anything to kill them early, so might as well go for it.
And honestly, in this game, lag reduction, once you start getting really good times in the game, lag reduction is a really big thing here. While lag isn't terrible in this game, lag reduction strats alone can save several seconds or more throughout the course of the run. So it's definitely worth learning those lag reduction strats.
In this level, we're going to see going through quite a few pipes. The pipes in this game have very narrow hitboxes where you can actually enter. So it can be difficult to get through them quickly, especially when there's multiple right in a row. We'll see how
I was trying to be
Samurai
slick to
does.
grab an extra kill. I probably shouldn't have done that because I lost my fire flower. Now I'm definitely not going to have enough kills for the 99. That's okay though. We don't save a ton of time with it. Well, pipes. Gotta love those pipes.
Here we go. A little display of how narrow it is to get into those. There are some interesting swim mechanics, but there's probably a better place to explain it later on. There's a level with a lot of swimming coming up in a few levels. Mentally bookmark that for now.
We might still be okay on kills. If I can keep going strong, I might be able to make them up. We'll see what happens. Because normally when I come out of that level that I just got through with, I try to have 81 as my normal target coming out of that level. So I'm at 75. I'm only 6 kills short. We might be able to make it up.
So right there was an opportunity to do what's called a quick drop. If you let go of the run button right before you turn around and fall down the ledge, you can fall more quickly. It doesn't save a ton of time, but it's just one of those minor optimizations that, especially at higher levels of this game, can be very important.
And as you see, every time that I'm passing by a block like this, I'm always trying to, you'll see me jump, and half the time I bonk and half the time I don't. I'm trying to get those corner boosts every opportunity I can.
A lot of time it doesn't cost you anything to attempt them, so you might as well go for them. And if you can save a frame or two here and there, great. If not, not the end of the world. At the end of this level, we are going to be facing another boss fight. This one is the Witch. The Witch has a 75% chance of starting on the left side of the screen. There's a 75% chance that it will switch to the other side of the screen. So the most common pattern you get is left, right, left. Least common pattern being right, right, right. So if we could get some predictions in chat to see what we think Samurai is going to get here, that's always fun to see who can get it right. Alright, let's see what we get here. Starting off left, that's what you like to see. The left, right.
Hey, marathon luck. We got a left, right, left. So we didn't lose any time on that boss right there just because we were guessing left, right, left. Granted, if you guess something else, you're not going to lose time either way, but you just have to hope that you get it right. But since the left, right, left is the most common, you will see the runners typically always going left, right, left, just preparing for that. And as Kurt mentioned, right, 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 it's a terrible thing to get. I hate seeing right, right, right in my runs.
I never want to see that. So right now we're going down past the Mario zone. So we're going to have to backtrack after the turtle zone here. And that's because in this first level, we want the bunny ears. And we can just Super Mario World our way over the whole thing.
Sorry about the color change there, guys. This, with the Super Game Boy 1 and the Super Game Boy 2, if you hit the X button on the controller, it'll actually switch to a default color palette. So when I get through with this mashing, I will actually switch it back.
Hey, you know, we like the surprises. Keep them coming. Yeah, someone in chat, Ninja SRC, is mentioning that there was a pretty big race where a deer, one of the top runners of this game, did get right, right, right. That's never fun to see.
I think I've actually gotten a right in a PB run before. So it happens. And I mean, it doesn't waste a really big amount of time, but you really don't want to see it when you're trying to hit PBs. Because it's definitely, it can be a run killer.
Now, this level has the most swimming of any, so this is a good time to talk about the swimming mechanics. There are 2 speeds you can get, just fast swim and slow swim. It's basically random which one you get. It depends on which frame you enter the water on and start holding right, which isn't something you can control as a human. Notice that you have slow swimming speed. You can reset it by touching the bottom or jumping out of the water. So for long swimming sections, if you see a slow swim, you'll probably see Samurai either touch the ground or jump out. But yeah, that's just luck of the draw. Nothing you can really do to control that. We have another section with lots of pipes. The final boss in this game. Samurai doing a pretty good job navigating these so far.
I missed the Gordo skip. That's okay, though. Because it is possible to get by him with losing very little time. And keep your bunny ears, but unfortunately I missed. It's a pretty tight window, but it's not absolutely necessary. It just kind of gives you
So ending this level...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, ending this level as Small Mario means we have to stop for a safety power up here so we can damage boost through some things, but no great harm here. It's a little slower to grab those bunny ears as Small Mario. Coming up here, Samurai's going to be going for some spice. Looking good. Nasty complete.
Yeah, that's one of the most difficult individual strats in the game, just because it's very unsafe. If you over jump that jump and accidentally go even 1 pixel too far to the right, you'll end up hitting that enemy and losing your power-up, and you do not want to lose that power-up. So most of the time, you don't actually see runners go for that strat in PB runs, but I've done it so many times now, I try it every single time.
Yeah, a lot of runners I see will just save that for if they're behind pace and need to make up a little bit of time. But yeah, definitely a risky strat, but very swaggy when you get it. So now we have our 5th golden coin, and we're going to move into the last zone here, the Mario Zone. This level, the first level of Mario Zone, involves quite a few super jumps, including a couple full-height super jumps, which have only a 2-frame window to get. Yep, there we go. Second try, not too bad. And we are through the first room. One of the most notorious rooms in this game's speedrun. It definitely can eat up quite a few PB pace runs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That first room is really tough with those super jumps and everything. A lot of people actually opt out of doing the super jumps just because they can waste so much time.
Yeah, so a couple more tough jumps coming up here, and then we are on to Mario 2.
Luckily, we were able to avoid that spike there, so we didn't take any damage. It's good. We'll be able to carry our power up here. I'll try to get as many kills as I can.
I was just going to check in on kill count with you, see how you were feeling. It looks like we probably will be able to get back on track here.
Oh, bad jump.
Ideally, you would end this level with 91 kills. I think Samurai's probably going to plan to get 92, just so he has room for a mistake in the next level.
I forgot that block's there. I was going for a kill.
It's just a little good luck bonk. You love to see it.
We did get a pretty fast fly out of that, though. Once I grabbed that carrot, I was able to come out quickly, because if you come out really slow, it can actually waste a lot of time, so it's good coming out fast like that.
Right, so we are entering this level with 91 kills, so that's the ideal number you want to enter this level in. Getting 8 kills in this level it's part of a lag reduction strategy.
Oh, sorry,
actually.
That's going to be the next level, so Kurt. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen to
So
the Super
in this
Mario
level, though, I
Brothers
mean,
2.
we can definitely skip any additional kills, but I am going to pick up one more, just because, like you said, I like to have that extra buffer of safety in case in the next level I screw up and accidentally miss an enemy. So in my opinion, it's worth having that extra kill. But you know, most of the top runners, they don't. They'll leave this level with 91 and just make sure they hit the 8 in the next level.
There you go. Listen to the expert, not to the commentator.
Legoland.
Infamous Lego level here. Full tricky jumps, a staircase, which is always tricky in a Mario game, but this is sort of the last little reprieve before Wario's castle, which is by far the hardest level in the game.
Alright, gotta remember not to kill the last Goomba. Do not kill the last Goomba. Do not kill the last Goomba.
Please do not kill the last Goomba.
Okay, good. I jumped.
Very good. Alright, so this first of the 3 pigs is the hardest to kill. Using the fire flower there definitely makes this a little trickier and slower, but Samurai's been here before with full confidence. 2 down. We are through.
It's acceptable.
Right, very nice.
I would have really liked to have gone into the next level with that fire flower, but I missed one of the fire shots on that first pig, and it kind of bit me in the butt. So it's all good though. We're going on to the last level.
So far, so good. The gauntlet that ends this game. Even as a viewer, primarily a viewer of this game, this level scares me. It's a lot of tight jumps. There's, and it's.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to take my headphones off and pay attention. So I'll let you take over, Kurt.
All right. I'll do my best here. At the start of this level, Samurai is likely going to take some damage to help reduce lag. And he'll end up as Small Mario, and so in addition to helping with the lag, it makes platforming easier in a couple of these rooms. Let's see how he navigates this. Alright, a little bonk here, that's fine. 3-frame jump. Alright, and we are through one of the scariest rooms in the castle. Gonna play it a little safe here on the staircase, that's fine. Now up here we have some moving platforms that are very tricky to navigate. We're going to see Samurai jump up into this left wall here. That spawns the next platform early so that you can get through it more quickly like that. Here we're going to jump over a couple of these tiles on the floor so that come down from the ceiling and squish you. Otherwise, just some platforming here. We're going to grab a power-up soon, and then we'll soon be getting our 100th kill and have a fire flower a power-up star to take on the rest of the mini-bosses here. A little bit more platforming. Let's see how he handles this. Pulling this face and getting the star after getting through these store brand thwomp blocks. Alright, grab the star, very good. Makes these next 2 rooms much easier and faster. That's what we had referenced earlier. We are on to Wario pretty soon here. There are 3 phases to this fight. Each one requires stomping on Wario 3 times. Alright, one phase down. This next one is sort of a bunny ear Wario. Samurai entered this room at a specific time so that Wario would fall down quickly. There are certain times on the in-game timer that it's optimal to enter that room. Sometimes you'll see a runner hesitate before going into it. We are 3 hits away. Time is coming up soon.
And time. 27:39.
Very good. GG Samurai, very nice run.
Really nice. That wasn't bad. Considering that I did the slow strat for the marathon safety, didn't do the fast fire there in the tree zone, and yeah, made a couple of small mistakes along the way. 27:39 is a really solid time, so I'm happy that I was able to go deathless.
Very good performance. A good show for the fans, and it's a tricky game that Samurai made look pretty easy.
All right. How much time do I have left on this? I was supposed to start at 7:35. I've got a few minutes. I did want to show everybody just real quick because this game is got a lot of support for it. It's a really fun game to play. It's a really fun game to learn, and I just wanted to kind of show off the actual practice ROM that we have for this. So if anybody's interested in getting involved in this game and trying to learn it, I highly recommend using the practice ROM because it's a very robust practice ROM. It basically lets you customize anything you want to do as far as trying to get your practice runs in. So I'll show that to you here real quick.
In addition to the practice ROM, the community is great, sort of led by Odeer. It's just a super welcoming community that is very supportive of new runners. Everybody wants to see the new runners succeed, so if you're thinking about picking up a game to learn a speed run for, this is a really good one. There's a strong community that's there to help you, and lots of great tools like the practice ROM that Samurai is about to show off.
All right, so you see here that as soon as you load the practice ROM up, you can actually select any of the zones that you want to go to, including the castle. There are a few miscellaneous levels too, because there are like 100% or you do all levels, stuff like that. So it allows you to practice basically any level in the game that you want to practice. So let's just, for giggles, we'll say tree zone. We'll go to tree top. So this is the one that I did that one earlier where I skipped the fast fire just for marathon safety. And then we can pick whatever power up we want to pick. So we'll pick the bunny ears because that's what we would normally come into the level with. And if you notice down below, you can actually change the amount of time that you have, the number of kills you have, as well as whether or not the checkpoint bell is hit. And then from there, you just hit start. You create you a little save state right there. And then off you go. And so if you decide that, oh man, I made a mistake, you can just easily reset right back to where you had saved it. And it's a really quick and easy way to get through a lot of individual level practice in this game. So it's highly recommended if anybody is interested in trying to learn this run. One thing I would also say too, there's a lot of people out there that really like rando runs. They like randomizers and stuff. This game does have a full-fledged randomizer. It's got pretty much everything that you could want. It'll randomize pretty much everything. So this is kind of the normal strat. It's a little bit slower than normal. I had to slow down a little bit so I wouldn't die, but I got the fire and was able to get through. And then here on this boss, you basically just sit here and mash, and it'll kill him in an instant. And then the time saved comes, though, when you get to the next zone, then the space zone, you don't have to actually stop and get that other fire flower that I had to get last time. So if anybody out there is interested, please check it out. But again, as Kurt mentioned, this community is wonderful. They're very helpful, very nice people, and we all want to help make sure that each other are succeeding in their goals. So please check us out. But I think we're just about out of time here, so I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. But go ahead and stick around because the next run I'm going to be running another one. This time I'm going to be running the Messenger, linear, new game plus, no out of bounds. And I'm going to have the big K1 on commentary with me. So everybody make sure you stick around and catch the next run.
Best of luck on that, Samurai.
Thank you, Kurt.